1973 Jensen Healey, 2 litre petrol this one, in primrose or yellow. I'm calling it primrose. Pretty looking car in this colour, that's for sure. 1973 this one, bodywork wise. We're going to start off the bonnet, work our way around into the interior, and then we'll do an engine start up. Nice and tidy up the bonnet there. Paint's a little bit hazy in places and the odd little scratch under the paintwork, but very, very presentable, nice and straight. A little bit of a crack in the paint there on the left-hand side of the bonnet, but all nice and tidy as you come up and down where it meets the wing. Headlamps and the bezels are all nice and straight on both sides. Your stainless bumper is good. A few little dents in the bumper itself, and a little bit on the nose cone there. Just a little bit of sort of slight scratching then, a little bit of a crack in the paint on the nose cone. Down on the lower sections, nice and straight across the rest of the bumper. Fitting nice and snug into the body lines. Lower half there, right hand side, a little bit of bubbling at the very bottom. You've got to sort of get on your knees a little bit to see that one. As you come round the arch, we're nice and tidy around the arch. Tiny little bit of a bleb at the back of the arch there, but it hasn't broken through the paint. So with it being yellow, kind of sort of don't really see it. Wing top's all nice and straight, the odd little bit in the paintwork on there. All the wheels are nice all the way around. Across the lower sill section, have a good look at that. It's not black with stone guard, it's all nice and yellow. The odd little mark as you come up the back of the wing. Onto the front of the door, we've got a tiny, tiny little mark, a little bleb at the front of the door. Across the rest of the back's all lovely and straight, no blebs up the door. As we come up the back edge, all nice and tidy down the driver's door. Rear arch now, a few tiny little bits on the inside of the arch, but as you come round, all nice and straight and tidy around the arch. A little bit of a run in the paint on that arch lip itself. Lower half section, nice and presentable as well. As you come up the rear quarter underneath the chrome and rubber trim, all nice and straight. No major marking around the handle. A little bit of a colour discrepancy between the two panels there, and a little bit of a scratch at the back of the door top. As you come up the top half, there's a few little bits and pieces in the paint itself. I think at some point it has had a top half. You can sort of see the colour discrepancy between the two. Not really that noticeable. A few little silicons in the paint on the boot itself, but all nice and presentable. The sort of little dimples, you can see those in the paint. Around the fuel cap, no corrosion around there. Nice and tidy. A few little bits of crack and paint along the seam there, but no rust. Like I see, a little silicon in the boot there, in the paintwork itself. Rear lights are nice and clean. The back bumper's all good, no big dings or dents in the back bumper. The odd little light surface scratch to the stainless bumper on the top half. Around the lights, nice and presentable, nice and clean and tidy. Really fresh in the primrose yellow. As we come down onto the left-hand side, like I say, you can sort of see it's had a top half at some point. You can see the paint line there on the back of the trim, and a few more silicons in the paint itself, and some cracking along the seam there, but like I say, no rust on the seam, it's more of a crack in the paint. Around the arch is lovely and tidy, no corrosion coming through on the paint side of things there. The odd little stone chip that's been touched in on the arch. Across the lower section again, all nice and yellow, no black stone guard as you come up the front door on the left hand side. Again, you can't see the colour discrepancy between the two panels, but nice and straight across the rest of the door. A little bit of a mark on the paint there on the passenger door. As we come down the left hand side onto the front arch, again nice and presentable around the arch, all the body lines there, lovely and straight down the rest of the front wing. Very, very presentable, usable Jensen Healey, this one. Interior wise, lovely inside here. Door card, lovely and straight, no problems with that at all. Nice and clean. The seats themselves have been retrimmed. We've got no rips or tears. They're black with a yellow piping. Really, really comfy. Fresh retrim that, no rips or tears at all there anywhere. Dashboard's lovely and straight. Nice wood rim steering wheel there. Across the dash, we've got no cracks across there. All the wood seems to be nice and fresh. Even got the yellow handbrake and gear gaiter. 4-speed with the overdrive on the gear stick. All the dials are nice and clear and easy to be read. We have got the full tonneau for this. So when the roof comes down, we've got the full tonneau for the rest of it there. Into the boot now. James is going to get the key for us for that. We'll come back to that. Nice and tidy on the passenger door card once again. All nice and straight. And again, retrim on the front seat. So they're lovely and straight. So is the centre console. All nice and presentable. Had some money spent on it. Really good colours with the black and the yellow. Boot itself's nice and clean. The carpet's there, got a little wheel brace and a jack. All nice and tidy and usable in the boot. The roof itself's nice, we've just put it up. It's got a little bit of creasing where it's been down, but that rear window's crystal clear. No rips or tears in the rear window, no yellowness or scratching at all. The rest of the roof is all nice and tight. Nice and taut across that front edge there. All the seams are good. No nicks out of that anywhere. Nice and usable, that roof. Lovely and taut across the front edge. Like I say, that rear window, lovely and fresh and clear. Into the engine bay now, look at that. You can see the attention to detail is really good in here. Lovely and clean on the inner wings. All that airbox is nice and fresh. Got the red rocker covers there, the twin carbs, dead autos. All lovely and fresh across there. Very, very presentable in the engine bay. James is going to fire it up there. No hesitation whatsoever from that. Taking over nice and happy there. Lovely and clean in there. Really, really attention to detail on the engine bay is lovely. Engine sounds nice and healthy. And there you have it, the Primrose and Black Jensen Healey 2 litre, that one, twin carburettor, 4-speed with the overdrive. Pretty looking car, very, very usable classic car, that one.